And here we go again. Wish me good luck on today's show. I hope you're here with your pen and your paper because the person that is coming on next, she has a lot of good experiences with skincare, and I asked her to try and keep it really easy so that a lot of you who are wanting a glowing skin, you want a radiant skin, but you are simply lazy, okay, for lack of a better description. You are lazy, you don't want to do that much, but you want a glowing skin. This is for you. So, um, my guest will join me soon, and we will get right into it because I don't want us to waste time. I want to just talk about. Let's talk about easy skincare. If you have any questions, feel free to drop it in the comments. We will have time for her to respond to your questions. I am not an expert. However, I have dealt with acne for 13 years. So I think I know, at least I know what worked for me and what did not work for me. And I hope that you get to learn a thing or two from today's session because, yeah, my guest is really knowledgeable about these things. She has a clinic, or she has two clinics. One is in Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. The other one is in Lagos State. And she's, you can book a session. You can go in for a facial. If you're a man, you're a woman. If you want to gift somebody else a session, that's completely up to you. But I would encourage that you check out her website after this show. Check out the products that she has, the products that she has recommended, or if you're not in Nigeria, you can always look for alternatives or ask her for alternatives. So I'm really excited for today's show. I'm always excited whenever I have a guest on because I think it gives you guys an opportunity to not just hear the sound of my voice, even though you love the sound of my voice, um, but it gives you a chance to hear from experts in these fields. Like I try to bring people on that you can relate to, people who look just like me, people who look like you, people that you can definitely um, hear them, talk, and you say, okay, this person sounds like me. This person has been through an experience that is similar to mine, so they will not give me bullshit, right? I don't want you to feel like I don't want to bring on guests here that you cannot relate to. I don't want to have guests on my show that you can't relate to or that I cannot relate to. So I try as much as I can to make sure whenever I have somebody join me on live, I always bring somebody that I can relate to, and vice versa, somebody that um also probably can relate to me. My voice is a bit how to say hoarse because your girl has been talking and praising the Lord. Okay, it's Sunday. Happy Sunday. Um, so we are going to do this. She should be joining me pretty soon. I have my ginger tea as always. And well, it's not always ginger tea. Sometimes it's just herbal tea. But this one is ginger tea because I'm trying to clear up whatever is happening to my voice. Even though I kind of like it. I like it. I don't know. I like deep voices in men or women. Um, but whew, I'm excited. She's gonna join me soon, and I hope that the internet plays ball and allows us to have a good show because that's what I'm hoping for. Also, if you can hear me, please let me know. Hi, Silas. I think that's your name. If you can hear me, let me know in the comments. Just do like a thumbs up, or I can hear you, or say something, okay? Say something good. And feel free to share this life. Actually, don't feel free to share this life. Share this life. Don't be selfish. Share this life with your friends and your family members, people who do not want to listen to you when you talk about skincare. Like, share this life with them and just don't say anything. Just share this life and be like, I found a way for you to be lazy about your skincare but still have a radiant skin. Okay? And if you are a Bible student, because I always refer to the Bible for all of my life lessons, if you're not aware, um, if you're a Bible student, then you remember when Moses was communicating with God, when he would fellowship or go and speak with God, and every time he came back from communing with God, his face was radiant. I mean, his face was so radiant that his brother Aaron and the rest of them Israelites leaders, they would be scared of him. They would be scared to look at his face because of how radiant his face is. Now, some of you are not communing with God that much, okay, to have a radiant skin, because that's one of the signs, okay? When you fellowship with God that much, your face starts to glow. And some of you are not doing that long enough to get that radiant skin. And then you have to now use other ways, you have to use other means, like skincare routine, just daily skincare routine or weekly skincare routine that is proven by science. I say proven by science because there are other ways you can take care of your skin that has not been proven by science. But I believe in science, I believe in God, I believe in the wisdom God gave to scientists to do research and to understand, to understand what can come together, what would be perfect for your skin that will not damage your skin more. So yeah, I'm giving you all of this background while I wait for my guests to join me. Okay, how have you been? How was your week last week? Is anybody able to hear me? I'm afraid that none of you can hear me. If you're able to hear me, please say something in the comments. And that would help me know that you can hear me. Also, let me know how you are doing today. How are you doing today? I hope you're having a restful Sunday. And that's one thing I love about this show because it's a way for you to just wind down, relax while you're waiting to start your hustle again next week. Sorry, on Monday, tomorrow. While you're waiting to start your hustle tomorrow, that is Monday, and to crush the week, I want you to just be able to join this show for an hour, just chit chat with me, share this live with your family and your friends. Like it, okay? Subscribe. Don't be that person. Don't be that person that is watching and not subscribing. Like, how are you supporting me if you're not subscribing to my channel? Huh? That's weird. That you are supporting me, but you're not subscribed to my channel. Yeah, that's not cool. That's not what friends do. Is that what friends do where you're from? Do they just like support with word of mouth and they do not participate? They do not share. Um, oh, the dumbest thing I've ever seen somebody do is say, I do not need to take care of my skin. My skin will just improve over time. I used to be that person. Don't be that person. I used to have acne that was so bad, and then I would tell myself, oh, it's just gonna clear up on its own. While it might have worked for some people have acne that cleared up, some teenage acne that cleared up after a while, but I was not one of those people. I needed to have done something about my skincare. I needed to have done something about my skin, especially my facial, the skin of my face, to clear up the acne that I was going through. My teenage acne. It followed me into adulthood, and I kept waiting and hoping and praying that it would clear up, but it did not. It did not clear up on its own. I had to do something about it. I had to use deliberate skincare, um, you know, products. I had to do some research, listen to people who were doing it. And hi, Mario. Thank you guys for joining me. Let me know where you're watching me from, and also let me know if you are dealing with some form of adult acne. It's probably the closest thing, because if you are a teenager, chances are, I don't know, maybe just wait it out, because sometimes it's not that serious for some people, but for me, it was really serious as a teenager that I needed extra help. I needed extra help with clearing up my acne. Let me know if you can hear me. That's really all I want to know for now on, before my guest arrives. Let me know if you're able to hear me. If you can hear me, type it in the comments. And if you're not able to hear me, also type it in the comments. Let me know that I'm not just talking to myself. Yeah? Hello, Divine. Hi. Let me know if you can hear me, please. I'm going to rely on you to tell me that you are able to hear me. And I should probably clip this. Maybe I should clip this to my hair and see if it's going to work that way. Why not? I have the hair on here. I might as well utilize it for good. Let me see if it's going to work. Oh my god, I think that nah, it's not stable enough, so I'm just gonna hold on to it. Okay, thank you so much, Divine. He just confirmed that he can hear me, and I'm not just talking to myself. So that's very helpful. Okay, so today we will be discussing misconceptions of skincare, or misconceptions of, broken skin in general, just how you're able to repair your skin. We're going to talk about that, and my guest is here. She's here, yay!
Hey, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
hi, it's okay. You're perfect.
Hi.
We have all been
Hi.
waiting for you, and I'm so
Okay.
excited that you're here. I'm
Thank you.
glad
Please,
you're.
can you see me? Is
I
everything
can see
okay?
you. I can hear you. You look great. You
Okay.
look you look radiant,
Thank
and
you. Thank you. Sincere apologies for the delay. I had a little bit of a technical issue with my data, but I'm good now.
that's fine. Hey, we're all Nigerians here. We're family. We get it. We get it. I promise.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
and
Okay.
let me properly introduce you. Well, let me introduce the little bit I know about you, and just allow you to tell
Okay.
us about yourself. Hi, Esther. Welcome to the show.
Hi. Hi.
Um,
Thank you.
so everybody knows this is Healthy Bands with Aidi, and I am your girl
Mhm.
Aidi. And today we will be discussing healthy skincare routine. Basically, healthy
Mhm.
skin for everybody
Mhm.
of all ages. If you're male, if you're female, it doesn't really matter. If you want a radiant skin, that's what we'll be discussing today. And joining me
True.
is a skincare expert, in my opinion, because not only has she perfected the art of skincare routines, but she actually she has a science backed, okay, degree on these issues, and she has a clinic. No, she has two clinics in Akwa Ibom, Nigeria, and also in Lagos, Nigeria. So I hope that you have questions for her. I hope that you are able to,
Okay.
just use this opportunity to ask all your questions. And you can also ask for a discount when you're going to see her at her clinics. But welcome to the show, Esther Williams, the CEO and founder of Naveen Skin. That is the name of her. That is the name of your wonderful skincare brand, and
Mhm.
I'm really excited for you to join me today.
Same here, same here. I am so excited to be here, Heidi. Thank you so much for having me. It means the world to me.
No,
I feel
it
like I
means,
have made
oh
it.
my God, you're so sweet. Thank you. Um, okay, so tell us a bit about yourself. And as you're telling us, so I'd like for you to mention some parts about your background and also how you got into skincare. Like, how did that start out for you?
Okay. All right. So thank you so much, Heidi, once again. And I'm just going to go straight into it because of time. Right. This is going I'm going to go back like 15 years ago, 15, 16 years ago, when I just got into teenagehood, puberty per se. And 13, when I became 13, when I clocked 13. And I have always been a pretty cute girl. I have always known that I was very
Period.
beautiful.
I love
I
it.
have always known that I was very beautiful. But when I got it, when I hit 13 and I started having pimples, breakouts and all of that, acne all over my face, I was worried because I'm like, what is staining my beauty? Because I mean, why? So I felt somehow, and then I did a little bit of asking around and all of that, and the people around me, friends and family, they kept on saying, "Oh, it's normal puberty. After a while, it would go," and all of that. So I was just a teenager, I didn't know so much. And then this is about 15 years ago. And,
I
the
want to stop you
information on
right there.
skincare.
I want to stop you
Okay.
right there because what you just said, I think every African child has probably heard that from their, community. That's what they told me too. Oh, don't
You,
worry, you're just a teenager, it will go away. No, it did not go away on its own. Yeah. So, wow, I can relate to that. Please continue. Guys, don't forget.
you know,
Yeah, we
it
lost
did
you for a
not
bit.
go away.
Yeah, it doesn't just go away on its
Doesn't
own.
just go
That's
away
a
on its own.
lie.
It didn't just go on its own. So, so I got into that cycle of, I hit my 13. I got, 13 going to 14. I started becoming worried, like 5, 6 months, 7 months down the line, I still had the breakouts. And I was like, okay, you guys said it was for a period of time. Obviously I've gotten into the puberty age. I am now a teenager. Okay, 1 week, especially I expected it should go, with my teenage brain. 13, 1 month max, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks at most. But I was approaching 14 and it was all over the place. And I'm like, okay, something needs to be done. So please, can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly.
Okay, so my mom, I didn't grow up with my mom. My mom stays in the US, so I called her and I was sort of concerned. And I'm like, okay, this is what's happening to me. Okay, and then she now sent me my first skincare routine set. I was 13 going to 14 because,
Wow.
and then yes, so she sent me my first skincare set, and it was a 4 set pack. He had the face wash, he had the moisturizer, he had the little creamy thing, that you wrote, I think benzoyl peroxide, one
Mm-hmm.
acne treatment cream like that, and then there was no sunscreen. And then I used that, for like 1 month, 2 months. I was like, lovely. I saw a little bit of improvement, but consistent the consistency of me getting it from her over there, was a little bit dicey back then and all of that. So it finished, the skincare product finished, and I went back to square one. Nothing to use, not really adequate information on what's going on and how to just properly take care of it aside, what I used at that point in time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so 14, 15, 16, 17, here we are, breakout in and out of season, different seasons here and there. And at some point, I I was beginning to lose some form of confidence, because back then people used to call me Agbani Darego, flawless, beautiful, and then all of a sudden Agbani Darego has pimples all over her face. The Agbani Darego was not Darego.
It
It was
wasn't
not good.
direct going.
It was not direct pain at all. So, I started to do some research. I just started what is really going on. So I did all of that in my teenage years. I got into adulthood, and the cycle. The major issue here was that I didn't know exactly what to use. It
Mm,
was trial and error, trial and error, trial and error, until I got into the university. And then, um, I think 2 years into university, I I was all while in university. I was selling makeup to makeup products, to
mhm.
just to maintain, to body and soul together. Because with
Amen.
my yeah we did that's how we call it here. Because I didn't grow up. My dad passed on later on, earlier on rather. So
Mm,
we're just taking care of ourselves and everything. So I used that. We said I was selling makeup and all of that, and I was selling makeup with a skin that was not good. That was not the best. But um after a while, so after a period, I was getting a lot of recommendations, and I was using a lot of natural things. I use them close up, the baking soda, tomatoes, lime, all of those things.
mm,
I used it on my skin because I really wanted the acne to stop and all of that.
yeah.
So fast forward into how I started skincare. So in the middle of me selling makeup and just trying to, my mom suggested, why don't you go ahead and learn, just get sort of a professional certification on skincare. Just
Mm,
learn something, and just be more, get into skincare, because you're selling makeup now. You also need to look good to, so then, while I was leaving university, like my final year, or just immediately I left university, I now enrolled in a beauty school in the US, but it was online. I did that course. It was like almost a 1 year program in 2016, 2017. And then the rest, they say, is history.
I mean, look at your skin. Look at your
the rest
skin.
the rest, they say, is
Um,
history.
yeah, that's okay. That's a good transition because what you said about selling makeup and not having the best skin,
Mhm.
people are going to be like, "Girl, what are you, like it's not the best form of advertisement for you and your,
Mhm.
your
Mhm. Mhm.
market,
Mhm.
selling makeup, and then you're telling them, oh, they're probably wondering, are you telling us to buy makeup and apply on our already broken skin, or what are you
Mhm.
doing exactly?
Apply. Yeah.
And see,
It wasn't. It wasn't.
you had a mom who knew about skincare and things you could have done. I did not break out that early in my life. I started breaking out at 18. When I turned 18, and at that time I had already left Nigeria to Ukraine. So I was not living with my parents, I wasn't living with my siblings, and I suspected that the water in Ukraine caused a lot of the breakouts. The water and the weather and all of that.
Okay.
And then I went from having a great skin to what is going on. Like I was breaking out so badly, and I did not, it was getting out of control. So I just said, okay,
Wow.
maybe it's because of, I'm a teenager. But I was 18 and I was almost done with being a teenager. So I was like, what is
Mhm.
going on?
What's still
Um
going on? What's still
I
going
know.
on?
And then because I lived in Ukraine, they don't speak English, so they don't even know like how to deal with a black person that is breaking out. They're
Black
like, "Ooh, I don't
breaking
know
out.
what's gonna work for you." So I had to deal with that, and then that's when I started getting into makeup, and I was like, okay, so I can use makeup, I can cover some of it, and
Cover
that's what
it.
I
Mhm.
did for the most part. And it made the situation worse because if you
Worse.
cover if you cover your acne
Cover
and
it.
scars with makeup, that, yeah. So that's what I was doing. And then honestly just kept waiting because growing up in Nigeria, every other person who broke out around me, they kept telling them, oh, it will just go away, you're
It
just
will
a
just go
teenager.
away.
So I thought, I'm a teenager. surely it will go away. But no, it did not go anywhere.
It didn't
Um,
go anywhere.
and then, like you, I tried so many different home remedies, did not work. Um, and then I kept saying, okay, maybe when I leave this country, maybe when I move back to Nigeria where the water is better and the weather is better for my skin, maybe I was just
Mm-hmm.
not created to be in this weather, blah blah
During
blah.
this weather. Mm-hmm.
And then
Sorry.
fast forward to when I moved to the US, and my best friend, she and I were dealing with really bad acne, but hers was worse than mine. So she was experimenting with more things, right? She was doing more researches, and she was more enthusiastic about skincare. And I always thought, skincare was for older people. Like, it's not for, I'm
You,
too young to start doing skincare. So she's the one who encouraged me to look into some, like, she would recommend some skincare products. She's like, okay, this is what I'm using. This is what you should probably try. And honestly, I was very skeptical back then. But when we moved to the US, and we had more, I guess, more access to skincare that was for black people and that was
for
black
black
people
people.
friendly. I
Mm-hmm.
kind of started exploring a little bit more. And
Mm-hmm.
she has been a great resource, because when I saw her skin and I was like, girl, your acne is gone, what are you using? And then she put me on to, like, better skincare products. And that's honestly, that's how we've transitioned to this, because now I realize putting on makeup on clear skin looks a lot,
Better.
1,000 times better
Better.
than putting it on acne scars. So I can relate to what you're saying. And I'm really, really glad for you that you had a good resource to say, hey, these are the products you should use, and this is what will help.
Use.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's it's it's just funny, because I think most people can relate, male and, like, boys and girls, male and female, we can all relate to having
We can all relate to it.
having
Acne at some point.
pimples. Mm-hmm. Having
Mm-hmm.
unwanted pimples that just keeps popping up all over your face, and you don't know what to do.
With
And
it.
some of them are stress induced, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some
But
of them.
most times, they all most often than none, at that age is hormonal, because
Mm-hmm.
the once the androgen hormone kicks in, that's it.
Yeah.
At that age, that's puberty season. Once
Mm-hmm.
it kicks in, that's hormonal. That's and once you're prone to having acne, like someone with a dry skin will not have acne once he or she hits puberty. But most of us that have this oily, once we hit puberty, the androgen hormone kicks in, and then it goes on from there. From there, stress will just trigger it, but the main cause of acne is the androgen hormone. It's hormonal.
Oh my God, I did not know that.
Yes,
I mean,
yes. So stress is just a trigger. It's not a cause.
wow.
So there's a causative factor, and then there's
Hmm.
now the what do you call it now? Factors that trigger what do you call it? Factors that trigger this acne.
Right.
So the main cause of acne is the androgen hormone, and then the bacteria. That every single one of us have this bacteria on our skin.
Hmm.
That's the good bacteria, the bad bacteria. How will I put it that way? So
Yeah.
and it's called the P acnes.
Hmm.
It's living on our skin, both those that have oily skin, normal skin, dry skin, blah 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 skin. So the difference between you and I, and someone that has a dry skin is that once the androgen hormone kicks in,
Hmm.
and then it begins to settle in on this bacteria that's already living on our skin, then once that bacteria begins to multiply, it is the multiplication of that bacteria that leads to the inflammation that we see on our skin. So it's like,
Wow.
so the inflammation is, yes, the inflammation is actually the last phase of acne. That's the pimple we get to see. The pimple, that is
So
the last phase
so
of
the
acne.
so the pimple is the last stage. How many
Yes, it's the
stages
last phase.
before the pimple comes to play? And how can
It's
how can somebody prevent it before it even gets to the pimple stage? Like, Is there something else you can take internally, or you have to
Yes.
wait for you to apply something topically?
So that's the thing now. So that's the information that we're all trying to figure out, we're all trying to get. Because when I look at the Asians, they are very concerned as the Asians now. They are, I know from a little research, they are very concerned about their skincare from like a very tender age. And they're all, most of them, they get to take teas and traditional drinks and herbs and stuff like that. And they're like intentional from like as little as 3, 4, 5,
Mm,
even if they get to still battle with all these skin conditions, but there's a whole lot of internal work going on there. We over here, like Africans, Nigerians, once that happens, we just go, okay, go and rub back A, or rub
mhm.
Skinel,
Yeah.
basically the knowledge gap. There are actually teas that we can drink and we can include in our routine to suppress this androgen hormone as much as we can. So that when it's time for those breakouts, they will not come out boom everywhere. They
Mm,
will definitely still come out because it is a phase of life and it is like that your skin has to go through that sort of, you know.
right.
But if you're able to begin to take these teas, healthy teas, and include a healthy lifestyle, you would reduce it to the barest minimum. Because the
Right.
thing is that once you have an oily and acne prone skin, you are prone to having acne or an inflammation. It may occur once in 3 months, once in 4 months, once in 5 months, and that is due to the fluctuation of these hormones. But the one that we get to see all over the place, boom.
Mm-hmm. In full force. Wow.
Yes, all those ones that we experienced growing up and all of that, it would have actually been better if we had maintained a healthy lifestyle, be more
Mm-hmm.
conscious about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because actually, as teenagers back then, our sugar intake was high.
You're right. You're right.
Yes, so yes, our sugar intake was high, our oily food intakes were really high,
And
we
white
were very
rice.
stressed.
White rice actually
White rice,
spikes it.
yes,
White rice and white
yes,
bread
bread,
spikes blood
a
sugar.
lot.
So
Yes,
that
very
makes
well.
things worse.
Worse. So that healthy lifestyle. So these Asians I'm talking, I use as an example. They're very intentional about all these little veggies and all this stuff they get to eat. So even if of course they still get to experience acne in different forms and types, but
Mm,
it's just that healthy and intentional lifestyle of, okay, I am oily and I have an oily and acne prone skin. I am prone to having acne, and I figured it out at a tender age, 12, 13, 14 these days. So it's possible to now begin to be intentional about what I'm eating at as young as I am.
mm.
Right. So my
Sure.
sugar, my Fanta, my diet, and my, will just be tailored to suit my skin type.
Right.
So
Wow.
yeah, so I think, yeah, so that's what we need to be more conscious about. So if we are able to reduce the acne triggers, then the main cause of acne would still, which so the thing with all of this is that milk, sugar, fatty foods, oily fried foods, those are just triggers. They make it to come out more. So
Mm.
if we reduce our intake of those things and include the healthy ones, the breakout season won't be as much as what we are seeing currently in life.
Wow. And I mean, shit, my children are very lucky. I don't My future children are very lucky because now I know this, no, I know this information.
My son is really lucky, man. Right now, he says he wants to rub sunscreen.
Wow.
Yeah,
And
and he's two.
that's another thing, like, well, two things. When I
Mm-hmm.
moved to the US, I realized that a lot of American kids, they take something called, what is that? Um, there is a medication that is prescribed to them.
Okay,
I'm gonna
Accutane.
Yes, they take
Accutane.
Accutane,
Mm-hmm.
and these things are prescribed to them as teenagers or as little kids when they start breaking out.
Mm-hmm.
I never heard of Accutane until, like, I started hearing my best friend doing research and mentioning these things. Like, I never heard of it. I was like, what is
What is
that?
Accutane?
Exactly. And these are
Mm-hmm.
things that have been prescribed to them. So it, like you said, it helps to curb whatever thing from the inside, because a lot of this, like you just said, starts from the inside, and then the final stage is what we see on the outside, and we start freaking out, and by then it's already too late to do much about it except just deal with the situation. So they take these things, they take these medications that helps on the inside. And the other thing that I never heard of when I was growing up in Nigeria was sunscreen. Like, what sunscreen for black people? What are you talking about? Um, and till tomorrow, some people will still argue with you that
Argue.
sunscreen
We
is
black people don't need
yeah.
sunscreen.
And while I may agree that we don't always need sunscreen,
Need the sunscreen.
because you need to get some contact with the sun also for your skin,
True.
like it's good.
Mm-hmm.
But being outside for prolonged periods of time
Period of times.
in this direct sun, that can cause that has a bad effect, right? And if you're also
True.
using all of these acid things combat
Acids. Mm-hmm.
to combat the acne that you now see on your face, then you do need to use sunscreen to at least,
To protect.
because your skin is exfoliating
Mm-hmm.
constantly. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so those are the two things. And I would say maybe the misconceptions that you just have to wait for acne to go away. Like, most times they don't just go away.
And they won't just go away. They
Yeah.
won't just go away.
So I want you to talk
Wait.
about some of those other misconceptions apart from society telling us, or our elders and aunties telling us, "Hey, you're just a child." Like, now I'm thinking like they just were speaking out of ignorance, um, and they really did not know what other thing to say, because in their
Mm-hmm.
time they also had to wait for it to go away.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are the other misconceptions that we have floating around in our communities, or in especially in Nigeria or in Africa, that is affecting young people? Because it affects confidence. Like, I started losing my self confidence because of
Cause
acne.
very true. Very, very true. Same here with me. Same here.
So,
So okay.
tell us about some of the misconceptions on skincare that men and women should learn or should unlearn.
Okay. I think one of them is trying out the whole natural and organic thing. The rampage. There was a season, or there was a time when the whole term natural, and I want to treat my skin naturally. It was all over the place. And then, oh, I don't want any chemical on my skin. And no, I just want to treat naturally. And then the whole DIYs came in. Like I mentioned to you earlier on, I talked about the baking soda, the lime, the lemon, and all of those things, the turmeric, those plants, and those things. It really clears and helps with acne. But they are actually doing more harm to our skin than good, because they are all disrupting the skin's barrier and you don't know it. Now, the thing here is that when your skin's barrier is actually healthy, your skin's barrier, if I want to put it in a layman language, it'll be like butter and bread, right? So
Mm,
the butter is the glue that holds the bread together. So
mhm,
your skin's moisture barrier is what holds your skin together and makes it fluffy, nice, supple, and all of that. Just
mhm,
using clear term to just explain it, right?
mhm,
So when that moisture barrier is compromised, then it cannot defend itself from harmful substances like the sun and like those things you begin to put on your skin.
mm,
Another misconception is that when we have this oily and acne prone skin, is that we think that moisturizing the skin, we want our skin to be clean. I want my skin to. So once we get to once, especially if people that are breaking out a whole lot for
mhm,
acne, you would most times we get to skip moisturizer because we don't want our skin to be oily.
mm,
But the truth of the matter is that the truth here now is that our skin works in reverse. So the more you strip your skin of the oils that your skin needs, there's actually what you call on your skin. It's called sebum. It's the
mhm.
natural oil that your skin produces.
Right.
So once you strip that of your skin constantly, and your skin doesn't have any more sebum like on the surface of your skin,
Mhm,
it sends signals to your brain, and your brain now tells your skin organs and all of that. It says, go ahead and send Miss Heidi some more oil. So once you're stripping out more oil from your skin without replacing it back with something else,
Mm.
more oil is gonna come out.
Wow.
And when more, yes, so the more oil your skin produces, the more inflammation you have. The more inflammation you have, the more acne you have. So
Wow.
the cycle continues over and over again. So when you think you are washing your face very well three times
Mm.
a day, that's another
Mm.
misconception. That means washing your face three times a day, morning, afternoon, and evening, and you don't want to apply anything because you feel your skin is too dirty. um yeah, just give your skin 2 3 weeks, but may not even get up to that, and then you see boom, another outbreak of acne. Because once your once that signal has been sent that you need oil,
Mm.
much more oil will come out.
And that's what then turns
So
into acne.
yes, not turn into more acne. And then another one would also be thinking that dirt is what causes acne. Okay, like I mentioned to you, the misconception about the different causes of acne. Acne is
Mm-hmm.
not caused by germs or dirt. They would only trigger the acne formation. Acne is not caused by any product. So, oh, I used this product and then I broke out. No, there's the acne life cycle. Before you see an acne pop up on your skin, it takes
Mm-hmm.
about 3 to 21. Sorry, 3 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
21 days, or
Wow.
14 to 21 days, depending on your skin type and depending on how the conditions surrounding it. So no product per se can cause acne. Oh, because I used this product, I had acne. No, you're already acne prone. It just triggered it to come out some more.
So the products triggers the acne because I have
Yes.
there is a particular product in my cabinet. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very expensive brand that I thought,
Mm-hmm.
oh, this is gonna fix it.
Mm-hmm.
I got the product and I actually even talked about it on my TikTok. I was like, oh, whenever I use this product, I break out.
Mm-hmm.
Now I
Oh
feel so
wow.
silly because what you've just explained is that what the
Mm-hmm.
product just does is trigger or disrupt my
Trigger.
skin barrier.
Mm-hmm. The skin's
And
barrier. Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense. I'm learning so
Mm.
much. So and another thing I used to do, which my best friend
Mm-hmm.
tried to explain to me, what you just said
Mm-hmm.
about replacing the moisture that you've just stripped off your skin. So
Mm-hmm.
popular, very moisturizing creams that, or creams in Nigeria is like Vaseline, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I used to run away from Vaseline. Like when I was growing up, I would use Vaseline and my skin was good. It was, it was creating a lot of barrier and I wasn't breaking out. Then I moved to Ukraine, stopped using Vaseline because I thought I need to start using big girl
Big
moisturizers.
girl skincare. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Moisturizers.
And then I stopped and then recently I've reintroduced it to my skincare routine because it
Okay.
creates this really thick barrier that
Film. Mm-hmm.
exactly. And so that I think that's another misconception, what you said, right? Running away
Mm-hmm.
from moisturizing creams,
Moisturizers. Mm-hmm.
thinking, oh, because if I add more moisture, if I add more oil, it's going to make my skin
It's
break
going
out.
to make.
That's a huge
Mm-hmm.
misconception.
Yes, it
Wow.
is. Mm.
I did
But
not
on,
know.
on the other side, on the other side, Vaseline is an occlusive. It's not really a
Mm.
moisturizer. So
It
what an
seals.
occlusive? Yes, it seals the moisture. It locks in the moisture. So you still need a moisturizer.
Mm. Okay.
So if Vaseline is good, especially if you have dealt with your breakouts to the barest minimum and you're just
Mhm.
having maybe one here, or you're like literally free from having breakouts maybe once in a month or once in 2 3 4 5 months, you have
Mhm.
your acne is really under control, then Vaseline is good, to use maybe once or twice a week. I
Mhm.
would recommend that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then rather than using it every day for
I
someone
don't
here
use
that
it
is
every day.
breaking out.
Mhm.
So if you're here and you're listening and you're breaking out every other day, you might want to hold on Vaseline a little bit.
Mhm.
Use it probably maybe once or twice a week or 2 weeks. So maybe like not often
Mm.
until your acne is really really under control.
Wow.
before you can really
So still,
include
so we're
a
going to get to a point where you start recommending what to look out for in your moisturizer, because I think there's
yeah.
so many different moisturizers out there, and we really don't
Mm-hmm.
know which one works until you use it, and then you break out and you're like, okay, I guess this one doesn't work. Um, but before we go into that, let's talk a little bit about lifestyle. Things,
Good.
lifestyle changes, and just generally things that can affect
Lifestyle changes.
your skin. So if you want a clear
Mm-hmm.
skin, you want to stop breaking out, but some people are doing things that are counterintuitive, right? The way they go about their daily living, you'll be like, guy, you're going to break out soon. And like you're not helping yourself, you're not helping matters. So what are some of those lifestyle changes or things that people should really pay attention to, or at least they should just tweak a little bit so they can enjoy radiant skin?
Okay. First of all, lifestyle changes. I would want, like you mentioned, I like what you said here, tweak a bit, because most times when we hear this, the things that trigger this acne formation,
Hmm.
it's almost every single thing that we get to eat and do in life. So you're like, what should I do? Should I be a lone ranger and like do nothing? So it's always sort of overwhelming when when you hear the information at
Hmm.
first,
Yeah.
what do I really need to, yeah. So that I like how you put it, tweak it and just start slowly, to
Hmm.
include all these things into your diet. Right. So I'll first of all start by you noting which of them is triggering your acne. I think that's the first and most important step, because what will trigger my acne might not be what will trigger your acne. So,
True.
but there's actually the general list of things that would trigger acne or in someone that has an oily or an acne prone skin, due to a lot of research that has been done out there. So we have, I'm going to list out the acne triggers for you. So this
Okay.
is, yeah. So we have sugar, groundnut, peanuts, milk, because of there are some hormones in milk that trigger um, oil production.
Animal milk or plant milk? Because I drink almond milk.
Animal milk,
Okay, so
animal
animal
milk,
milk. Okay.
animal milk. Yes, dairy. Sorry, dairy. Then what again do we have here? Oily foods, processed foods. You know, all those foods they have high, what do you call this content now? Um, High processed foods.
Trans
What's that
fat.
word? Yeah, not fat. That's not the word I'm looking for. There's that, is it glycemic index, something like that. Oh,
I think I know what
yes.
you're talking about.
Okay, yeah. So refined sugar.
Overly processed food. We
Yes,
want to
overly
say.
processed foods. They have a lot of sodium, iodine, which is salt,
Mm-hmm.
and refined sugar in them, and all of those things, they cause a spike in our blood sugar, cause a whole lot. You can go back and do your research about what those things will actually do for you. But
Right.
majorly, some people water in some certain areas when you change location and all of that. And then
Mm.
there are a couple of environmental factors, and then of course stress can trigger acne if you're not sleeping well and all of that. So for diet now, I would always recommend to my client that you find out which of them is triggering your acne. If you have an oily and acne prone skin, that's the first step. And how do you find it out? Normally, you would be someone that will take all of these things, like 8 out of 10 people get
Mm.
to do Coke, malt, Fanta, sugar, all the foods, everything I just mentioned here on a normal day. So
Mm-hmm.
you'd want to start by um, taking them out of your diet, or be more conscious about what you have been taking. So actually, I'm going to share this here for the first time. I have not talked about this in public, but I am creating a journal for people that have oily and acne prone skin, to be able to document their process so that they can know which of the things is triggering their acne and know how to let it go from their diet.
Wow. Thank you for
Yes.
sharing that on here. Where will people be able to buy that journal? Can they
um,
get it from your website?
yes. Websites, Amazon, everywhere that basically there'll be the hard copies, there'll be e-copies on Amazon, and then where again? Any other place that really you can get your hands to it, but it's gonna be wait, you can actually get it anywhere. and it's going to launch soon this April. I have not even teased it yet. I've been working on it for since last year, middle
Thank
of last year.
you. Thank you for telling us first. Okay, so you heard it here first. Naveen
Yes.
Skin will be launching a really, so
Yeah.
when I said today's topic was going to be about easy skincare, I told the
Mm-hmm.
people, listen, if you are lazy about skincare routines and you don't really
Mm-hmm.
want to think about it, but you still want your
Mm-hmm.
skin to improve,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
this is, this is it. So now you can get this journal and you can
Mm-hmm.
easily document, just
Document, the
know
process,
what
what
to
to do.
take, what not to
Mm-hmm.
take, and all of
Mm-hmm.
this is great.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yes, yes. So as someone that has battled with acne for a long time, noting the things that, and the game changer for me, in as much as diet played a major role. Of course, skincare treatment very important. As I got older and a couple of years ago and everything, skincare treatment played a major role too in making my skin better.
Mm-hmm.
But nothing, because since the truth of the matter is that acne is a hormonal condition. It starts from inside.
Mm.
So topical products would do a lot, but if you don't know the things that trigger this acne formation, the cycle will keep on going over and over and over again. But once you're able to note your acne triggers and you begin to reduce them out of your diet one at a time. So that
Mm-hmm.
takes me back to your question, right? You note the triggers. Okay, before, if I take five bottles of granules, for example, maybe okay, one bottle, you could finish one bottle of granules maybe in a week, and you'll be having breakouts everywhere. And
Mm.
then you reduce it to maybe like one or half a bottle in 2 days, sorry, half a bottle in 1 week, and you see that I didn't have so much breakout like I used to have
Mm.
before.
Mm-hmm.
So you're able to be more conscious, and then before you know it, you're able to track and know out of everything you have been eating. Once you're able to document it for a period of time, I would actually, I normally recommend 1 to 2 to 3 months. You'll begin to see changes without even doing so much. But of course, your skincare routine plays a major role. So my first advice would always be find out what is triggering, not causing,
Mm-hmm.
triggering your acne, and reduce it from your routine one at a time. And
Mm.
of course, healthy foods, guys. Eat your greens, eat your veggies, eat the foods that God created, man made, happy, colorful meals, and
Amen.
try and include, yeah, include them into your diet. And then drink herbal teas. Drink your green tea, drink your
Ginger tea.
matcha green tea, drink your ginger tea, drink your turmeric tea, add it to your diet, somehow, because God created them for you. And I like what you put there up on your Instagram. We talked about it and you said, why did He create it for you? In as much as we want to apply everything, there are
Mm-hmm.
some you actually need to just drink the goddamn
Exactly.
thing.
Yeah, no, no, no. I, I'm a firm believer in the things, the natural things that God created for us.
Mm-hmm,
A lot of the fruits and the vegetables that God actually created for us, for humans,
mm-hmm,
a lot of them have colors and shapes that resemble the things, the organs in our bodies.
mm-hmm.
And just a little bit of research. Like, why are people not researching? Google is
Protein,
there
yeah.
for a reason. Just
YouTube, Google it, and
and also what I like to do is eating fruits and veggies that are in season. If something is in
true.
season, just
Hmm.
you. I mean,
Go. I eat avocados every single day since avocado season is here. Currently in Nigeria, here in Uyo, Akwa Ibom.
mm.
Um, Avocados, I eat it every day because once it's in season,
It
because
has
after
good
a period of
fats.
time, it
Yeah,
will go away.
exactly. It has and the thing about a lot of these fruits and veggies is, like, if you
Mhm,
want to stop eating refined sugar, there
mhm,
are so many fruits and veggies that are naturally sweet, and they will not
mhm.
spike your blood sugar. They will
True.
not, like, they're actually the things that you can use to replace
Use
your
heal
cravings.
your cravings.
Exactly.
True.
Um,
Heal
I
your
don't
body.
know. I like people, like, I when I hear people say, "Oh, I don't like fruit." I'm like, "Yeah, you don't like yourself, because what do you
You
What
don't
do you
like
mean
yourself.
by you don't
You
like
don't like
fruits?
fruits.
Like how you okay.
Okay. You
Yeah.
don't like yourself. You
Yeah.
don't love yourself.
That's what I
Whenever I have
hear. It's like,
yes.
okay, good luck with good skin.
I always advise when once clients get to come in for consultations and I begin to ask them questions, how is your diet like? They always looking at me like,
What does
I
that
didn't
have
come
to
here
do
for
with?
this. They always
What
look at
does
me like,
that have to do with? What does
I didn't
my
come here. Like I came here for you to give me recommendations for skincare products and treat my skin, apply something there, let me go home and rest. And you begin
mm,
to ask me, where do you work? What's
yeah,
your diet like?
yeah,
Did you eat some fruits and veggies? And
yeah.
everybody just keeps on, they just give me like,
Mm,
why? But I always get to explain to them, and it always ends up, most times, 9 out of 10 times, they always smile back and they're like, oh, I never knew.
yeah. That's the
So very,
thing.
very important.
I'm so glad that you get to talk to people one on one and do
Mm-hmm.
consultations,
Mm-hmm.
because somebody can just walk into your clinic and
Mm-hmm.
actually have real life conversations with you. Do
Mm-hmm.
you also
True.
do online consultations?
Oh yes, very well. In fact, I think most times I even do more of online consultations than sorry than than virtual physical consultation. So I do
Mm,
online a whole lot very well. I have a
okay.
link, like people get to wherever whichever country state you are, you just click the link and then that's good.
Okay. Well, I will be linking all of that after today's conversations. I'll be linking all of that in
Okay.
my social media so people can go and book consultations with you and talk to you about their diet changes and their lifestyle changes, things that can actually help you stop buying. I'm not saying don't buy skincare products, right?
True.
Buy good
Mm-hmm.
skincare products, but you
Good
don't need
skincare.
15 skincare products to
No,
no, you don't
no,
need
you don't.
10. I mean, I feel like you need maybe three,
Four.
right?
3 or 4, dependent on your
Three.
skin type and on your skin condition at the time, because your skin is very what would I call it now, dynamic. So
Mm,
it changes in and out of season. So
mhm.
you might be in a season that you need to control breakout so much, and once you're out of that season, it might not be to maintain. Like you might not just need 2 or 3 products.
Exactly.
Then you might get to a point in time you might just need to like looking a little bit dull. You need to
Hmm.
brighten it up a bit, due to a little few conditions around you, pregnancy,
Hmm.
lifestyle change, and what do you call it now? Change in environment and all of that.
Hmm.
So different losing a loved one can take a toll on your skin.
Yeah.
So a whole lot
Right.
of things. So
Hmm. Wow. Um,
yeah.
so we have some comments here. Let me see if any of them is related to skincare. Choco
Okay.
Marisa said it's food in its season. That is, I
It's
mean,
okay.
not only is it cheaper, it's so much cheaper to buy fruits and veggies that
Fruits
are in
in
season
season.
than
So
buying
right.
the ones
So
that are
so
out
good.
of season. Like,
Very
if
good.
watermelon is
Good.
not in season and you see watermelon, they will ask for your arm or your leg to sell
Yes.
that water
Yes.
because it's
Mm-hmm.
not the
Mm-hmm.
season for it. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, you have mangoes that is in season, but it's
Mm-hmm.
still
Or
sweet,
avocados. It's
or
still sweet.
avocados.
Mm-hmm. Still sweet. Find your way around it somehow, somehow. Just eat it. Eat it like a medicine. I always think about it when people say, I don't like this food, it's not nice. I'm like, when you go to the hospital and they give you drugs and you're on drip, do you like it?
Do you
You don't
like
like
the needles?
you like the needles, do you like the drugs, the malaria drugs, this antibiotics and all of that? Do you like it? So I mean, you just have to eat it because it's good.
Wow, that's such a good way to look at it, because
Yes.
when you're sick, it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
matter how bitter a medication is, you will take it.
Yes. You will
You're
take
like,
it. You will squeeze your
yeah,
face and take
and
it.
take it because you're trying to heal. But when you're not sick, you cannot endure a cup of good you cannot endure a cup of tea without adding sugar to it, because ooh, I don't like how it tastes. Well, close your nose and drink it.
Drink it. Drink it like a drug.
Exactly. Take it as medication. Um, but like I've been taking my herbal teas more
Hmm.
seriously. Almost every day I drink hibiscus, which is zobo leaf,
Beautiful. Beautiful.
hibiscus, cloves,
Hmm.
ginger.
Good.
Like right now I have ginger tea, so it's basically just fresh ginger in hot water. But
Hot
that's it.
water. That's it. That's it.
Um,
That's it.
if you want extra zest, you can like squeeze a little bit of lemon or
Lemon.
lime inside of
Yeah.
it,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
that's it. Instead of
That's it.
applying your turmeric on your face, drink
Okay,
it.
drink it. Drink it. Drink it. Drink your lemon flavored water. Drink lemons.
Yeah,
The beautiful thing about lemons, I can't even begin to talk about the
it
benefits of
has
lemons.
so many benefits. It
So
has,
many
oh my god,
so many benefits.
so
I've
many.
been drinking lemon since like for the past maybe 12 years now, or 10
Wow.
years, if I can remember. Yeah, like almost 10 years since my aunt introduced me to it. More than. I drink lemon first thing in the morning. It just gives you life. So when people tell me, your body is good, you gave birth, your body is good, you are lucky. It is
Lemon.
not
It's
luck.
not luck.
It's not luck. It is not luck.
It's
It is
not luck.
intentionality and just drinking lemon.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
drink,
That's
just go back, do your research, drink all these things, man. They are
yeah.
good.
And they are around. I mean, they're some of the cheapest things
You
you can
know,
actually buy.
cheaper things you can find everywhere.
If you buy a bag of zobo leaves, like hibiscus leaves, it probably will last you
Hmm.
for a year because all
I'm
you need
telling
is
you.
a teaspoon. You add into your water and you strain it and you drink. That's it, and it's
That's it.
actually very sweet too. So you don't even have
Yes,
to add
yeah,
sugar.
you're right. No, you don't need to add sugar. White sugar is a lot.
White
Just white sugar, you
sugar.
need
Listen,
is a
in
lot.
fact, I feel like anything white food is actually bad except coconut, right? White
Hmm.
sugar, white bread, and
White
white rice.
bread,
Your three
white
top
rice.
enemies.
Three top enemies.
Like,
There was a period. There was a period in my life where I reduced rice from my diet, and I was like, look at you. And then we're back here. I
yeah,
have to eat
and
it somehow. But I am very so amongst you cannot find me tell what's your best food. Rice. It can never be my best food. My
mm-mm.
best food is beans and plantain.
My best food is soup, leaves, afang. Like, let's go.
That's my best food. So people, rice. I just eat rice, and I'm very conscious about my rice intake. I
Mm,
still get to eat rice, almost every 3, 4, 5 days here and there. But it's
mm-hmm.
not an everyday thing for me. I can
Right.
go days without eating it,
And
and
you
I'm
can
good.
substitute. You can It's not just white rice that is
Mm-hmm.
out there.
Mm-hmm.
There is, the Uncle Ben's rice. That's really good. The
Mm-hmm.
brown rice. That's really
There's the
good.
brown
Ofada
rice, really
rice.
good.
That's
Or father rice, thank
those
you.
are
There's the
those are actually
native rice.
exactly. I feel like
Native rice.
if I lose a loved one and there was a burial, I'm serving brown rice. All of you are eating brown rice. Nobody's
Brown
eating white
rice.
rice. Nobody's eating white rice here.
Native
Like, no.
rice. Oh God, that's so true. But I think brown rice costs a little bit more. I think
It
so.
does. It does, but
Mm. Cost.
compared to the for like I mean the problem with white rice that I have is that it's not just affecting acne. It when it
Mm-hmm.
spikes your blood sugar, it can trigger anything from be your weight. It can actually make you increase weight. It increase or
True.
reduce your insulin,
True.
resistance.
True.
It can literally trigger bipolar. Like, it's a horrible drug. And when it stays overnight, if you cook
Overnight.
white rice today and you don't finish it today, you eat it tomorrow, it
Tomorrow.
actually turns into a toxic chemical.
Wow.
It's
Oh wow.
bad. White rice is horrible because
It's horrible. It's terrible. Oh wow.
it is
Oh wow. Oh, I didn't know that one.
it really is horrible. And I mean, people really don't think about it because it's like, oh, well, it's the cheapest thing. Yeah, well, poison is very cheap these days. You're poisoning your system from the inside. It's
You
horrible
know.
because it's overly processed. So
Mm-hmm.
there's
It's true.
nothing else good in it. It's just sugar. You're eating sugar, like, and you're cooking it.
You're eating
It's
sugar.
messy.
That's true.
Um,
That's true.
I don't know how else to explain to people
That's
that white rice is your
right.
enemy. I don't know.
Oh
It's
wow. Oh wow. Oh
yeah.
wow.
So
I
white
think
rice,
I need to
white
look
bread.
into my yes. No white. No, if it's white bread, I know white bread is like a danger zone. White bread is a danger.
I promise. If you don't take anything away from this conversation, stay away from white food.
White food, aside from coconuts, like you
Aside
said.
from coconut, I mean, technically coconut is white and brown.
Yeah.
If it's white
Right.
rice, stay away from it. White
Mm-hmm.
bread, stay away from it.
True.
White sugar,
Mhm.
run.
What? Hmm. Run with your two legs. But you know, there's another side to this white sugar. When we
What?
get to replace maybe white sugar with like honey
Mm,
or dates,
brown
you know,
sugar.
dates is like a brown sugar.
Mhm.
Brown sugar is still the same thing. Don't go pack it up and put it in your
True.
tea.
Don't
Still take
yeah.
a little.
In you can replace white sugar with brown sugar, but not in the same, like, don't just, like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
in
Mm-hmm.
moderation,
Mm-hmm.
please.
Moderation. You know, even honey. You know, say, oh, honey, healthy, healthy, healthy. Still take it in moderation.
Yes. I
Everything in
thought
life.
I thought you were about to say honey is bad. I was like, hold up.
Oh no 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 no, just take honey in moderation.
Yeah,
Moderation here is key.
absolutely. And
Mm-hmm.
try to find sweets, veggies, and fruits, and replace them with the overly sweet,
True.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
processed foods. Oof. Well, let's talk about I think this is probably the final thing we should talk about because
Okay. Okay.
we've been having so much fun on this topic.
Fun. True.
Um,
Time.
but I think, just what are some of the things people should look out for? Like, let's say I want to start my skincare routine all over again. I want to stop using all the 15 products that I've been using that is not working. Um, what are the top three or top four skincare products or routines that somebody should stick to? Let's say for me, it is after washing my face, I go in with a toner. I go in with witch hazel, which is a very natural toner. After that, I use some sort of serum if I want to, like hyaluronic serum or any of these treats or serums that is
Mm-hmm.
like it's exfoliating but it's also gentle on the
Mm-hmm.
skin. And then I go in
Mm-hmm.
with moisturizer, and then if it's during the day, I would top that with a bit of sunscreen, not too much, just a little bit of sunscreen. And if it's at night, without sunscreen. So what are the, I guess, the top four for you that people should look out for, and do you sell them on your site?
Okay. So I'll just talk about the basic skincare routine that we all need, every human being. Just like you mentioned, we all need a cleanser. What does it do? Take away dirt from your skin.
Hmm.
We need a moisturizer to replenish moisture loss and keep your skin healthy, plump, and fine and happy. And
Hmm.
then you need a sunscreen. Three basic routine for every human on the face of the earth, male or female. Basic for you, right? And then to now go a step further now, we now have the toners, the serums, and all of that. Now,
I think
typically
those
for
are
me,
for
my
acne prone people because I've dealt with acne for 13 years. So I think
okay,
that's why I took mine a little bit further. But the
further,
basic ones you said
yeah,
is, yeah.
cleanser, moisturizer, and sunscreen, basic for everyone.
Hmm.
Yes, so but of course that will just give you basic results. But if you have skin conditions like oily, acne prone skin, or you have rosacea, or you have excessively dry skin, may now want to begin to include ingredient that would help to treat that. So
Mm.
for me, my skincare routine is pretty functional. My cleanser contains an exfoliant already. So that is already, skincare has evolved from 10 steps, just like you mentioned, to
Mhm.
3, 4 basic functional steps that will do the work that your skin needs, right? And my cleanser already has the exfoliant already. So these acids, I don't have to exfoliate afterwards. My
Mm.
cleanser does the exfoliating for me already. So I get to use that 3 or 4 times a week, and then I use a gentle cleanser on the days I'm not using the exfoliating cleanser.
Mm.
So because for dark skin, we would typically recommend, we have seen better results, over a period of time, that using these acids short contact
Mhm.
rather than leave on for a long period of time would give you better results.
Mm.
So this your glycolic, your lactic, your mandelic acids, basically use this in the form of a cleanser.
Mm.
Wash your face 1 to 2 minutes and then you take it off, and then voila, your
Mm.
skin is clean. So if you're dealing with acne, you want to include ingredients like benzoyl peroxide, things to look out for your ingredient on your routine.
Cleanser.
If you have an acne,
Mhm.
yeah. Benzoyl peroxide, azelaic acid, very, very important, a superstar ingredient. And you also want to include a form of retinol
Mm.
or tretinoin, as the case may be.
Mhm.
Tretinoin is basically prescription strength and
Mhm.
is recommended by dermatologists. I don't have, what's the word now? I can
Like,
recommend tretinoin, but I
right.
can recommend over-the-counter retinol. I can
Mhm.
recommend azelaic acid over-the-counter, 15, 10%. And we even have that at Naveen Skin.
Mm.
And yeah, so basically you need an azelaic acid, and you can go back and do your research on azelaic acid and the benefits of it for someone that has an oily or an acne-prone skin. It's a superstar ingredient, and it helps to not only treat the inflammation, but it also helps to lighten the dark spot that would occur as a form of the inflammation that's, of course, because we all know once you have an oily skin, once a pimple pops up, the next thing you see is the dark spot. So,
I know.
so, so that's what azelaic acid does. It helps to gradually fade the dark spots and also treat the acne,
Mm.
right? So, and then lastly is sunscreen. So that's how your routine will look like. So in the morning, you wash your face, use your azelaic acid, use your sunscreen. No need to moisturize again.
Wow.
Because yes, now your azelaic acid can either come in a serum form
Mm.
or in a what do you call it now? In
Creamy.
a cream form, yeah, an emulsion form. So and then that's already okay. That format already is moisturizing enough,
Mhm.
depending on the formula though. And then you now move ahead with your sunscreen. Your sunscreen is already a moisturizer that has the sun filters. So
Right.
no need to moisturize in the morning. And then
Yeah.
nighttime routine, very easy. 3 times a night, you can use a tretinoin or a retinol or a benzoyl peroxide. Just
Mm.
interchange it, and then you get a good moisturizer after you've washed your face. So still 3 times in the night, morning, 3-step routine, basically. And your skin will be giving you good results with some good consistency.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Let's not
Uh,
prolong these people. They're watching and they've been a great audience. Thank you all four of you for watching. Um
Thank you.
but thank you really for the especially the basic ones that anybody can just get
Yeah.
comfortable with.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
if you have a more advanced, for lack of a different description, if you have skin that requires more steps, or you want something, you've tried the basic one, it's just not helping you with your skin, then please just head over to Naveen Skin and book a consultation. You can check her out on social media. You can come to my own social media and you will see I've posted all about her. And you can also go to her clinic so she can take a look at your skin, put you under some fancy lights, and help you to answer all of your questions. And please, if you are taking white rice every day and you're drinking your white sugar every
Sugar,
day, drinking your Coke
diet,
and your
Coke,
Fanta, and
and your
please,
diet Coke that is still terrible.
just exactly. If you're doing all of that and you're still buying skincare routine, just stop. Just stop wasting money on skincare because it's not going to work. Yeah. So if you're not ready to actually make the changes and
Mm-hmm.
stop eating unhealthy, stop
Mm-hmm.
eating poison. Basically, if you know you're eating poison like white sugar, white rice, and white bread, you hate yourself and you hate your family members because you don't want to live long enough. You don't want to live long enough for your family members. So, like, what is your problem? And then you become sad and depressed because you're lacking confidence because
Because
you keep breaking out. It's bad. And then you're driving, before you know it, you're not focused on the road, you have an accident. It's bad. So stop eating those things. It's horrible for you and for society. Um, but I will be leaving all of the links in the description and also on my social media pages. So please check Naveen Skin out. Check out my friend Esther Williams. She is an expert in these things, and she'll be able to help you with all the answers you have, personalized answers, because some of you don't want to do what every other person is doing. So, but thank you so much, Esther. Thank you. It was such a fun time to talk about skincare with you. And like I said, dealing with acne for 13 years has taught me a thing or two about being proactive and being deliberate about the things that I'm using, as part of my solution. And today I can proudly say your girl now has I have successfully dealt with. I think I've healed my acne. I'm now in that phase of maintenance where I'm
mm-hmm.
just, I'm not having breakouts. In fact, so if I
Yeah,
have breakouts now, I laugh. I'm like, "Ooh, I'll deal with you real quick."
true.
So thank you so much again and have a wonderful week, guys. Please don't
Thank
forget
you.
to share this live with your friends and your family members who are dealing with
Mm-hmm.
acne and
Mm-hmm.
dealing with broken skin and they don't know what else to do. Just send them this video and tell them you love them. They should watch it while they're doing other things and just pay attention, and get to learn what they can actually do or not do to help them with their skin. Education is key, and on this channel, I am wanting to educate all of my people about the things that they can do to get to a better place in life. So, thank you again, Esther, for joining me. We've come
Thank you
so
so
far.
much. Thank you, Aidi, for hosting me. You have been an amazing host, and I really appreciate being here. Thank you, everyone. And it has been a lovely time discussing skincare. So go back and get to work.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. We will. Okay, well, I will end the live very soon, but guys,
Okay,
go and have a wonderful week. Be merciful to your skin.
merciful and kind.
Yes. Bye for now.
All right, bye.